NASA has recently discovered a planet that orbits two stars. On this planet, you can see not one, but two sunsets and sunrises. The name of this planet is Kipper 16. It was also discovered by NASA on 15th of September 2011, and this planet is mentioned in Surah Al Maraj of the Quran, so I swear by the Lord of all the Mashars and all the Maghribs. Of course, we are Qadir. This information related to the Sun in the Quran is of very little value. The Sun has 92 hydrogen and 8 hydrogen. But there is helium. In the periodic table, the symbol of hydrogen is ek, which becomes yes in Arabic. There is a surah in the Quran whose name is Surah Al-Shams. In the name of this surah, Shams also means sun. There are 15 verses in this entire surah, and each verse is, this surah of the Quran ends with the word ha, every verse of which ends with the word ha. This surah is the 91st surah of the Quran, and you will be surprised that the sun was also created only 91 million years after the creation of the universe and the land, and the shortest distance between the sun is also 91.4 million miles, which is the number of this surah. Not only this, the average distance between the Earth and the Sun is 15 crore kilometers, and the total distance in this surah is also 15. Similarly, the temperature of the core of the Sun is also 15 million Celsius, exactly the same as the total import of this surah. What is amazing? In 1915, Einstein wrote the general theory of relativity. Through this theory, scientists discovered that space can also be bent. That is, space can bend. This is what Allah has stated in Surah Lambiyya. Remember, on the day when we wrap the sky as the angels wrap the Nama-Imal, we will bring it back in the same way as we had created it before. This is a promise upon us. Indeed, we will certainly do this. Till 2006, people believed that a person's hair turns white only in old age, but the Quran had already told 1400 years ago that a person's hair can also turn white due to his hobbies. Then if you disbelieve, then that person will die. How will you escape from the day which will make children old? Apart from this secret is also amazing. When astronauts go into space, space blurs the vision of their eyes and they are unable to perceive depth. Space affects the eyes of many astronauts. The Quran has mentioned this in Surah Higher, and if we had opened a door in the sky for them so that they could climb into it door. During the day, they would still have said that our eyes have been closed. Scientists have discovered that humans, the bones of a person, can turn into stone and iron after death. This is called pitail. This has been mentioned by the Quran 1400 years ago in Surah Al-Sarah, ayat number 49, and it has said that when we become bones and reza, will we really? You will be born anew and raised. You tell them to become stone or iron. You will be surprised to know this. Do you know that after birth, female spiders kill and throw away the male spiders, and then after some time, when the children grow up, if there are any, then they kill their mother and throw it away? This is the worst house in the world. This has also been described in the Quran. Those who have created helpers other than Allah, their example is like the spider which built a house, and undoubtedly among all the houses, the weakest house is, would it be better if they knew that spiders have houses? In the same verse, it is also mentioned that female spiders build houses and not male spiders. But the interesting thing is that for a long time, scientists believed that male spiders build houses. They are female spiders, but after all, as always, the Quran turned out to be true, and now even scientists are fully aware of the Quran. As you know, the fingerprints of human fingers are the most complex part of the body. The fingerprints of every human being are different. Allah has also expressed this in the Quran. Why not? We are capable of repairing even the tips of his fingers. The iron that we use has actually come from space thousands of years ago and reached the ground through iron mitre. But it came, which is a scientific fact, and this thing was revealed by the Quran 1400 years ago. And we sent down the iron. It has strong fighting equipment, and there are benefits for the people. Similarly, Allah has stated in Surah Al-An'am, and which, when Allah wants to guide, He opens His chest for Islam, and whoever wants to mislead, He makes His chest very tight, as if He is forcibly climbing the sky. Similarly, Allah punishes those who do not believe. Pay attention to this verse. It is written here that His chest becomes very tight, as if He is forcibly climbing the sky. Who knew 1400 years ago that when a person climbs the sky, it is due to less oxygen? His army becomes tight. Do you know that sun